Hey everybody, Eric Pate here and welcome back to another video. Before we get things going, I understand that Charlie Kirk died today. I am going to ask for one thing from you guys, and that is I would kindly ask if you would refrain from talking about him in this video, as this video is not about him. This video is about my predictions of the 2025 Xfinity Series playoffs. So, anyway, let's get right into the topic of discussion of this video. So, real quick, we'll go ahead and go through as we do in every playoff prediction video, is that I would go through the field real quick, and then I would let you guys know my locks for the next round, and people who I think who are going to be locks for the next round, and so on. Connor Zilic, Justin Allgaier, Sid Meier, Jesse Love, Brandon Jones, Sammy Smith, Nick Sanchez, Tyler Gray, Carson Quapple, Sheldon Creed, Harrison Burton, Austin Hill. Real quick, I think who are your guys I think that are going to be locks? Now, if you do not have these people moving on to the next round, you need to rethink your life. I do think Zilic is going to go to round 2. There is no doubt about that. I mean, a guy who already has 10 wins on the season, who I think that can easily pull off at least 2 more wins. I think you need to have him moving on to round 2. I do think, and I'm not well, I haven't seen his racing yet at Bristol. I kind of seen it some. I think he got a second there earlier this year. I got to verify that. And then I think he could win Kansas, and he should be afraid to win the Charlotte Roval. And in that case, I think St. Meier is going to be a three-peat at the Charlotte Roval if it's not going to be Connor Zilic. I think Justin Allgaier is going to move on. Now, real quick, these are my locks. The names I'm currently putting down are my locks, who I think are locks for the next round. And I think it is going to be Zilic, Meier, and Allgaier. Now, the rest of the 9 is a little harder to predict. But Jesse Love has been kind of consistent this year. So that's why I'm just going to go ahead, for the sake of this video, just move him to round 2. And then Austin Hill, whose points had to reset to 0 due to suspension. I do think he's going to make a comeback in one of these 3 races by winning one of them. It could happen. It could happen Friday night. We're going to go ahead and move him on. Now, here are things where things are going to get a little bit hairy here. Okay. I don't see Harrison Burton making it past the first round. I don't see Carson Quapple making it past the first round. Okay. I do see Sheldon Creed moving on to the next round, so we're just going to go ahead and move him on. But like I said, I don't see Burton or Quapple or Gray moving on. So the 4th guy, I don't think that's going to... I do think Sammy might move on. So we're just going to go ahead and say Sammy Smith. And so it's kind of hairy between Gray, Burton, Quapple, Brandon Jones, and Sanchez. But out of those 5, I think the guy who has the greatest chance out of all of them. Now, Smith, Creed, and Sanchez. I'm going to have Sanchez move on. But, no, let's not. You know what? Taylor Gray has practically... I felt like as of late has been improving, and I do think his first career win could come either this Friday or in a couple weeks at the Roval. Kansas is also a track that has produced quite a few first-time winners. If I remember right, for like 4 years in a row, it produced a first-time winner in the Xfinity Series. So, and it could certainly produce one, but I think Taylor Gray has the greatest chance out of Sanchez, Gray, Quapple, and Burton and Jones. So we're just gonna go ahead and move on Gray. So now the championship 4. What? Okay, a lock for that has to be Zilich. The regular season champion, and he's been winning. He's been winning. I mean, he literally just won 4 races in a row, and I don't think he's done winning for this season. And I think he's at least going to pull 1 win in each of the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. So that's why I'm moving on Zilich. I'm also going to move on our defending champion, Justin Allgaier. I feel like this is about the time of the season that if Justin starts off consistent and then falls off, he tends to get consistent again. And that's what exactly happened last year. Was the same thing happened last year. Hell, I think if I remember, I think he won the Xfinity race at Homestead last year. I could be wrong about that. And I'm pretty sure he won the Xfinity race. No, Hill did. Never mind. For some reason, I thought Allgaier did, but Allgaier, with his consistency, got him all the way to the championship for last year, and then got a second place win. She was actually en route to win the race to win the championship, but Riley Harris is like, nah, I'm going to win this race. So Harris ended up to win the race, but Allgaier was second and ended up getting the championship. And then I'm moving on Austin Hill, mainly because we're going to 3 tracks that, over the last couple of years, Austin Hill has won at. So that's why I'm moving on Austin Hill. The 4th guy, I'm going to say it's Jesse Love. And really why I think Jesse Love deserves the 4th spot is, I'm going to go back to what I just said. I felt like, about Justin Allgaier, I felt like he's being consistent. He could actually show that consistency, and I think the consistency could very well turn around enough for him to make it. And I think Zilich, Allgaier, Hill, and Love, and all Chevy Championship 4 is going to happen this year because it's been nothing but Chevys. I mean, 3 Fords did make the playoffs, but so far this year, only 1 Ford has won. This year now, in Xfinity Series, and that's in Mayer. Now, let me grab my phone again. Let's look at something. I'm fact checking myself on this. I believe on the Xfinity side of things, Ford only won 1 race, and then Toyota has only won 2, while the other 22 race wins has been by Chevrolet. So don't be surprised if we see an all Chevrolet championship 4 this year. I think it's going to happen. I think this year only 1 manufacturer is going to be represented in championship 4, and it's going to be Chevrolet. So I do think that's going to happen. And who do I think is going to be our 2025 Xfinity Series champion? I think this will be a really great championship 4. But I think it's going to go down between Zilich and Allgaier. But for the sake of this video, I do think it's going to be him. I do think it's going to be Connor Zilich. And why I think it's Zilich is Zilich has 9 wins on seasons. He is the regular season champion. And he knows. And he can. It just seems like he can win anywhere. I mean, he's. Only type of track he has yet to win on is a super speedway. But he could easily check that off the list this year when we go racing in Talladega. But he has won on every other type of track. Like, I don't know if he won on a short track unless you count. But more by technology races like one. So yeah, he can win anywhere, Zilich, and that's why I have him being the champion this year. So anyway, that's my prediction. Like, subscribe, comment, favorite. Be nice, cool, be awesome. I'm Eric Pate. Don't hate. See you later.